time for another Christmas card, and it's a card of a different color. As you can see, it's not traditional Christmas colors, but I don't know, maybe purple and pink are now starting to be traditional colors. This was created using the new Tim Holtz collection Christmas mask. The paper snowflake dies by Alterations, also a Tim Holtz branded product, and the new Tim Holtz stamp collection Handwritten Holidays 1. I used Distress Spray Stain and Dusty Concord, picked raspberry, brushed pewter, silver tinsel embossing powder, texture paste, Dusty Concord Distress, and Purple Twilight alcohol ink. I have a piece of my 3 3/4 inch foil tape backed onto a piece of cardstock, and I don't know if these dies will do a soda can or not, but there are a lot that will, so you could do the inside of a soda can and get this same color. I was trying to think what else. They do have papers now that are metallic, although I have some in gold because I have all this this foil tape. And I found my foil tape on Amazon. I'll warn you, it's not cheap. You have to buy a whole bloody roll. But I am glad I did. This width is very nice. I have this in the standard 2-inch width, and I find I use this quite a bit. Of course, you'll need whatever you're going to use for your card. I do mine 5x7. I have a mat cut 1/4 inch smaller, so it's 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. And then I have it the top mat, which is 1/8 of an inch smaller, at 4 5/8 and 6 5/8. Of course, if you want a larger border, do it at 4 1/2 by 6 1/2, which is what I did this one at. You will also need a piece of this they're both less than 2 inches for the greeting of the background paper and the colored mat. For the sake of those of you who may not know how to do the distress backgrounds with distress and water, I will give a quick demonstration. I have already prepared my paper so they're nice and dry. Otherwise, I would have to wait. So, I'm going to lay down I go from my Dusty Concord, my picked raspberry, and the distress spray stains. The color is intense. It's just like dipping it out of running your if you have the distress stain in a bottle with the dauber. This just gets it on the mat more evenly already, but if you want a less intense color, and I would check these out, they are relatively dark, and you'll see even as I add color. Now I'm going to spray my card face, because as I said, this stuff is seriously intense. Look at this. You just wipe it through, get everything covered. I'm going to run some heat on this. Play with your paper. Different papers do this differently. Take the color. If you use a specialty stamping paper, you will generally always get a softer look. And different types of cardstock are different. Now, I'm not going to mess with this anymore, but I could keep going. I could add some more pink on here. I could do some shaded lilac, maybe for some lighter purple, or I could, well, I added, it's darker now in there, in that spot. Just play with your colors. Now, if this wasn't Christmas and I wanted a shimmery background, I would lay down some metallic distress. But it is Christmas, and I use Halloween glitter hairspray. I spray it on and then I set it with my heat tool. And this is what it looks like when you're done. You got a nice glimmer. I'm gonna wipe this off. I have my smaller piece made. So the next step is to put the texture paste on. And of course this thing is not going to lay flat very well, so I'm going to use... Alright, we have our background mat taped down, and I'm going to start this right here, and that gives me the center full, and then we'll go on each side and then fill in the bottom. And this takes a little bit of time, only that you need to stop and let the texture paste dry before you do the next layer. Otherwise the sides will squish your lettering. Okay, something to spread the texture paste with. This is another product that goes a very long ways, especially if you're going after a smooth finish like I am. And when you're done, we are going to immediately lift off the immediately lift up this stencil and go wash it. We do not want this texture paste left on there. I don't even want to contemplate what it'd be like to try to clean it off. Okay. Now, since distress is reactive to water, it may or may not cause the color to wick up. It did on my last card, but it had not dried overnight like this has. Look at that, isn't that great? Okay, I'm going to go clean up, and I'll come back when this is dry. It should, drying time's about 20 minutes or so, depending on the conditions. But you'll not notice. I'll be back in a bit. Okay. Bring this in a little tighter. There we are. See if I can do something about the glare. It doesn't help. Okay. Okay, so this is indeed wicking up color, and it's dry enough to do my next layer. So just line it up with what you've already got there. Anchor it down with a little bit of tape. And grab your a little wider and just spread it on. Lift this up and take it to the other side. Texture paste on here. And then I want to do this last line down here. It. both sides. And this needs to dry again, so I will be back again. Okay, this is dry. Now I am going to use, I could leave this white. It is absolutely beautiful the way it is. But the person I am making this card for loves purple. So I'm going to try to accommodate that just as much as I possibly can. Okay. Now you can just freehand. If I wanted the lettering to sort of fade into the background, I could just, brush it with watercolor, and what was behind, since it's reactive with water, would absorb it up. Not thinking I want to do that. So I am just going to align my stencil and tap into my dusty concord. Just dab it in. Okay, now before I move it to do the others, I'm going to shake up my brushed pewter. Get a small soft brush. And this stuff goes a long ways. I'm just going to give my lettering a bit of glimmer. Oh, yeah, that'd be nice. Thank you. clean this off before I use it again. Okay. Now you can choose to do any, all, or none of these steps. But last part. Okay, well, this is going to be about as sparkly a Christmas card as anybody could wish for. Remember, this distress is liquid is really concentrated. Okay. That's done. I'm going to get this up and we're going to set it aside for a minute. Just cleaned off. Okay, so the next thing to do is to make the snowflakes. I don't have the metallic or the magnetic pad for this. But I don't need it. Let's widen the view a little bit. Okay, so the trick with these dies is that they need to be face down on whatever it is you're cutting. So if you want this side to be the side that shows when on your project, you need to lay the dies on top of them. That gives you the nice rounded edges. Otherwise, they look a little funky. So which pattern do I want? Use that one and that one. Now I'm adding a couple pieces of cardstock as shim, and it's only because it's got the foil tape and a layer of cardstock to cut through. Otherwise, these cut through just fine. I'm going to run it through twice, just to make sure I get a good cut. They're going to pop out perfectly. So let's put this away. Okay. Get these out of the foil here. Oh, for God's sakes. There it is. When you're cleaning a punch, cleaning up the punch up, always go from top to back when you're getting out the little pieces. Because if something snags and you tug on it and it tears a little bit, you want it to be on the back side and not on the front. I ruined a couple of items in the past by not knowing that. Now you can make these snowflakes out of anything you want, of course. Again, I like the foil. I think it's pretty. You could cut snowflakes out of paper and silver emboss them, and then stain them with the alcohol inks like I am. You could just cut them out of colored paper and use them that way. Use glitter. You could use the Distress chunky glitter, the alcohol inks. Again, I just using this because I have a lot of it. foil tape is lovely to use, especially if you adhere it to paper first. Okay. Once upon a time, I was using my craft sheet and I needed to cut something. And what did I do? I laid it on top of my craft sheet and cut through my craft sheet, so now I have various sizes, which, you know, isn't all bad, but yeah, I can be a dork. Oh, okay. I think it's a 1/2-inch wooden dowel with those Velcro dots you can buy in the fabric section of your box store. And this is the crunchy side, not the soft side, and it's self-gluing, but I put some glue down anyway. And just put it on the top of that. It fits perfectly. Then I just hand cut little felt circles. And there I do. I have an ink applicator. And it works excellently. Okay. Just pounce it on here. It's alcohol ink. It'll dry relatively quickly, but as it dries it will be sticky and you could actually make marks on it with your fingers, so I try not to. If I wanted sort of a mottled pattern, I could go back after it's dry and tamp again with this. It might give me a mottled look, but I don't want to do that today. Just get that nice and covered and be done with it. A little bit of rubbing alcohol cleans this right up. Rubbing alcohol will clean ink off of any non-porous surface. So, including Sharpies. I remember using a Sharpie on my glass-top kitchen table to help my kids with their homework. First time I did it, they looked at me like I had lost my mind. Okay. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is stamp on my greeting. And since this paper is curled up a little bit, I'm going to tape it down. Let's see. There we go. Season's Greetings. I use Versamark. use this Stamper's Friend stuff. It's from scrapperfect.com, SCRAPERFECT, and I swear by this stuff. Oh, bother. It's this wide. Oh, I suppose it didn't matter. I could have trimmed it down, but I don't want it too close to an edge. Okay. And Versamark stays nice and sticky for long enough, but if you fumble around like I do, it just doesn't matter. This way, because I can be a klutz, and I really don't want this just everywhere. I'm lifting this up off my table because I have my cutting mat down there, and it will warp the cutting mat. And once you warp one of these self-healing cutting mats, there is no coming back from it. Alright. We have a sediment. Okay, I need another piece of the background. And it needs to be 4 5/8. And this measures 1 3/4, so I'm going to make it 2. This is 2 inches. And then at 4 5/8. Exactly the width of this. Okay, I'm going to do this one at 4 5/8 as well. Dusty Concord around the edge of this. And put a little glitter spray on it. And I'm going to do this off camera. I don't want it all over my desk. Okay. Got it glittered up. With the heat gun. I love this Ranger Crafted tool. It's quiet, it's efficient, card, and I really don't expect it to be kept beyond the season. So, A to G for putting it together. It's just fine with me. Evidently I didn't measure as well the second time. But I just clean that up. Bringing the edge. Lay down on the face of the actual card. And I'm going around the edge because the layer with the paste on it is heavy, and I don't want it to curl anything up, including here, and I'll go around the edge of it as well. Okay, now when you're doing these, if you line up the three sides, you can see the fourth will take care of itself. Okay, voila. I'll do that again with this one. Make sure I have it right side up. I'm going to just sort of test this here, and there I can, no, it's going to overlap the snowflakes, so I'll just lay the snowflakes down. Eileen's Tacky Glue, my best friend. on here just for the sheer holding power. Okay, done. This has so many color combination possibilities. My best friend happens to like purple, so she's getting a purple card. Y'all have fun, and I'll see you again with something else really soon.